Hiya. This audio is for mature audiences only. This audio uses hypnotic elements. Please do not listen while operating heavy machinery. Ah, good. I was expecting you. Please, sit. My dear, I have been looking forward to this discussion for the longest time. So, my dear maid, it has come to my attention that it is the end of your contract. However, I was going to ask if you wish to stay for another 3 months at the very least. I would not mind it whatsoever. In fact, I would prefer if you did. But your contract is up. Well, I had hoped that your time here in the mansion would have swayed you to stay. I can offer a raise if money is the issue. What of my advances? I've made absolutely no secret that I absolutely adore you, my lovely dear. It's the way you hold yourself, so regal and proper. And your eyes, they captivate me so. It is no wonder why I love you so. I can offer more benefits if you choose to stay. You would love to? Excellent. Please, I have the contract all drawn up. No? But didn't you just say you have somewhere else to be? Really now? Well, then it must be very important to you. Can you tell me what it is? You don't remember? Then why don't we simply have you read the contract, and we can get you started on the next year? Oh, you're going to love tonight. It's movie night. We'll snuggle up on the couch in my room, and we'll watch this new movie that I found the other day. No? But why? Surely it isn't that important. You cannot remember it after all. How long have you been here? Oh, you've been here for a year now. A year and 2 months almost. You only remember being here about 3 months. And you cannot remember anything before that. And I had hoped that you would have been my good maid, through and through. But I suppose the inner detective will need to be silenced again. Oh yes, that certainly rings a bell. The last time I called you detective was... Oh, right. I won't say. You might start to feel a little fuzzy around the edges. Don't worry. It's just the post-hypnotic suggestions that I planted into your mind after I put you under. When you weren't scared out of your mind, totally vulnerable for me, you succumbed to hypnosis very easily. Which is what I intend to do again. You've been so good. I haven't felt the need to bring you under for an entire year. And then again, you weren't in a stressful environment. You could be yourself, and not have to worry about walking that restrictive, straight and narrow path of what you refer to as justice. Shh. You don't have to glare at me so, dear detective. When we are done, you will be my good maid once again. I'll bet that you can remember some more of what happened before your life here, though. Memories that fill you with stress and anxiety. And not just what happened during our first meeting. The criminals that you've had to chase, and of course, the irreparable damage that you have unintentionally caused in the pursuit of your so-called justice. To you, it might have seemed like justice was being carried out. You would arrest the bad guys, and you would protect the good ones. The thing is, life is hardly as binary as that. You shut down places where people could go to be safe, where they had their community. Some of the people that you arrested are innocent, and I can attest to that. Damage was done, but to me, nothing comes close to the damage that this line of work has done to you. You started off wanting to be the solution to the world's problems, but along the way, you lost sight of that soft, cute girl that you used to be. You became more jaded, more cynical, more used to humanity's dark side, to the point where you forgot that there was good in it at times. And then, I started to kidnap your friends, those coworkers that you would work with. I would hypnotize them and set them to work as maids and servants here. I treat you differently from the others, yes, because it is my own selfishness. I love you more than a maid, my dear, but I still expect you to call me mistress. Am I understood? Very good girl. Don't try to cover your mouth now. The word has already left your mouth. You seem surprised at how readily you seem to respond to this. You have been such a good maid for me this past year, and your conditioning runs deep. Let's deepen it some more, shall we? Now that I have your full attention, dear, I think that we'll start by having you settle back down into that chair. Very good girl. Now, my dear maid, well, you've been so very good for me. I think that we'll start at the very beginning. Having you listen to the sound of my voice as you relax, we will establish a baseline of trust, just like last time, where you can feel absolutely free to disobey any commands given to you at any time. It sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, it is necessary. You only obey my instructions because you know that you want to, and you know that you will be absolutely safe, and you are absolutely fine if you choose not to obey my commands. You know that I will love you either way. This makes it all the more meaningful when you choose to hand control over to me, when you choose to give yourself to me. And you listen, and you relax to the sound of my voice, letting your body relax naturally into whatever position you find the most comfortable for you. You may shift as much as you need to in order to be the most comfortable that you can be. You find it easy to focus on my voice, not so much the words, but just the sheer sound of it. A relaxing sound that allows you to drift for me, drift and listen. Letting yourself go, relaxing and drifting into the sound. Letting yourself be mine for just a little time. Focused on the sound of my voice, you feel it pull you forward, down, down. Further and further you go, breathing in and out. You feel yourself drift further down, pulled further along by my voice. You hear other words, of course, your thoughts. Let them drift off, going where they need to go. Most importantly, you hear my voice, pulling you further and further down, giving yourself to me just a little more. You begin to understand why you've stayed for so long. It's an addictive feeling, drifting, being gently pulled down by the sound of my voice, giving yourself to me more and more. It can be so addictive. You can resist, of course, but do you truly want to at this point? It feels so much better to relax and allow yourself to drift even deeper down. It feels better to just close your eyes and listen. Listen to the sound of my voice. listen, and give yourself completely to me. Sleep. Good girl. Listening to the sound of my voice, allowing yourself to be pulled down so much further than before. Giving yourself oh so completely to me, because we both know that is what you truly want. You want to give yourself to me. You want to obey the instructions that I give you, because obeying them feels good for you too. But I can also sense that there is an underlying objection. The detective underneath it all wants to have her say. We'll call this your detective half. Then there's the side that I've just described, the one that desires to submit and obey to dutiful servitude. We will call this your maid half. They were vying for control before you sat down here to relax and listen. Let us manifest her image before you, dressed all finely. And let us manifest your detective half, dressed equally so, but with a belt and a gun. Her gaze hardened by her years of fighting for a corrupted view of justice. Beautiful, but also harmful. Her skills were quite useful to you, but the harmful nature of what she did was not. Working so hard nearly destroyed you both. Now, I want you to focus on how you feel right now. Relaxed, comfortable, listening to the sound of my voice. In an environment where you are not being stressed, you are free to be the truest expression of yourself that you can be. You can devote yourself to tasks without them destroying you. At the end of every day, you can breathe a sigh of relief and take pride in a job well done. Even if it was just to get out of bed to get something to eat, you can take pride in it. And you have me, your mistress, beside you, to revel in your accomplishments with you. Your detective half was useful to you back before we were together. Now, however, you may let her go. Breathe in and breathe out. Good girl. Allow her image to grow fuzzy. No longer crisp at the edges, her details are harder to make out, almost like she is in a fog. You breathe in and out, and her image fades a little more, a collection of colors, but you cannot see her properly anymore. As you take this final breath in and slowly release it, her image fades completely, as if it was never even there. With it, the years of heartache and worry, the stress and guilt, all of it is washed away. And in its place, a dutiful maid who loves her girlfriend and mistress, just as much as your mistress loves you. While the memory of her is long gone, her skills are still of use to you. You may make use of them in any way you see fit. While you are obedient, you know when it is appropriate to disobey. You are a whole person. Say, yes, mistress, I am a whole person. Good girl. A wave of blissful happiness, that shivering delight at being praised. That is something that will never, ever change. When you hear me praising you, you will feel that shivering delight. That blissful happiness will fill you from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. Happiness in being my good girl. You love being a maid for me. You don't have to do anything too stressful. All you have to do is listen to my voice and obey. If I tell you to relax, you relax and listen. If I tell you to sit, you sit. And if I tell you to snuggle up close to me and watch a movie, you will be compelled to do that. Unless you'd rather we'd snuggle on the bed and sleep, in which case we would do that instead. Just a maid and her mistress enjoying each other's company. I'll begin to count down from 5 to 1, and then I will snap my fingers, bringing you back to a waking state, completely rejuvenated and at peace with yourself, my obedient maid. 5. Focusing on your breathing, feeling slow and steady. 4. Mindful of your body, of your relaxed muscles. 3. Reminded of your worth and of your purpose. 2. Feeling your eyelids fluttering nearly completely. 1. Awake. There you are, my dear maid. Now, how are you feeling? Relaxed, huh? I am glad to hear that. Why didn't I tell you to forget this time around? Well, what would have been the point? You are already my good maid. You have demonstrated that already. All you really want to do is follow my instructions to the letter, because you know that it's for the best. Isn't that right, my lovely dear? Very good. Now, here is the contract that I was talking of earlier. I want you to look over it thoroughly to make sure that it is to your liking. Note the clause that states that you now belong to me in perpetuum. Not just a monthly or a yearly contract, but a lifetime one. In exchange, please also note that clause that allows you freedom to relax in any of the rooms here in the estate, as well as ownership of half of the mansion's resources. Yes, the contract also states that from this day forward, you and I are legally married. Does that bother you at all? No, of course not. Why would it bother you? You are a good maid after all. If the contract is to your liking, here's your pen. Do keep in mind that once you sign it, you can never take it back. Very good. Then it is done. You, my dear, are now my good little maid forever and ever. Now, off you trot. You best get ready for that movie night I was talking about earlier. Such a good girl.